What are some of the big talking points you've been having with some of the attendees that have approached your stand at today's event?
Well, we're seeing a growing appetite for not just consumption of large volumes of data, but also engaging with AI, particularly since the advent of ChatGPT and Copilot, which is creating a lot of interest both in the business sector, but obviously across the population as well.
How is AI sort of impacting the data management space? You know, what are some of the things that organizations can expect from some of these AI-powered solutions?
Well, it's a good question because the large language models that are used to generate the things that you see with ChatGPT and Copilot and others are all based on aggregating huge volumes of data, and they give you a point-in-time view of the world from sources which aren't necessarily always reliable. So it's great recreationally to play around with these things and get it to create essays and so on for you. But when it comes to business, you need to know that it's giving you accurate information. So there's a huge drive to look at something called RAG processes, which is where you go into real-time information from your own business and use that to combine with the natural language you get from the LLMs. So without getting too technical, it's really about combining the data from the LLM capability with all the business information you have under the covers. And that's a big challenge if you don't go to a virtualized model, which is what we're promoting here and have been using in traditional sense for a long time. So we're seeing a big appetite for people to move to this RAG process and integrate their business models with the information that they can get. This is going to drive data democratization, which is what people have been seeking for a long time. Everyone talks about the appetite for business language for data. This can only be done if you combine data in that form, really.
What can organizations do to really ensure that the data that goes into them is accurate and reliable?
Well, it's very key because a lot of the LLM, the large language models, go out to the internet and collect data, and some of that is clearly not very robust. So by combining it with your own data, you can influence the outcomes of those generative AI models, because it's so important that you avoid issues around intellectual property, copyright, trademarks, and that the information's accurate. You may have heard people talking about hallucinations. This is where AI will naturally start giving you information that it asserts is correct, but it's misleading or false. It's like an overconfident new employee, and that's very dangerous. So the more that you can connect to your internal sources and get accurate information, then the better the outcomes from the AI.
Do you have any predictions for the future of AI in data management, and what role does Denodo play in shaping that future?
Well, I think we're going to see both good and bad. I mean, we hear about deepfake and other sources of dangerous and maleficent information. There's 80% of the free world has got elections this year, so we're going to see some political maneuvers using AI, which may not be positive. On the constructive side, I think we'll see much more adoption in business about the use of AI. Denodo already has technology built into it to facilitate some of that, but we can also use the outcomes of our own technology to feed data into the large AI models, particularly for large corporations.